welcome to the Average Joe's Coffee Show, where the coffee's filtered, but the content, it's not. I got B-Law with me.
Yeet.
I got good old Just Wes here with me.
How's it going?
First off, how are you guys doing? I feel good. We got coffee.
I'm feeling really good.
Yeah.
I'm
drinking out
feeling
of
pretty
Ravens
hyped.
cups, so I guess if you want to be losers, you can.
That's
Go ahead. You were saying how you were doing,
coffee.
man.
Oh, how I'm doing? I'm feeling very well after our first episode of a whole lot of dumb shit.
Whoa. Yeah, shout out another podcast. I'm on podcast.
Just a little shout out. Just a little shout out.
Either way, I'm on both, so
True.
good time. Right off the bat, I want to jump right into it. We see a lot of it in, not necessarily in our news because we mainly hear about what's going on near us, but safe spaces, just in general. Where do you stand on it?
So, honestly, long story short, I don't think they're as healthy as people think they are.
Yeah. So that's very true. I just don't understand where it's like where people think it's beneficial. Where are you gonna sit with your own fucking problems for an hour, 2 hours and brood and whatever else?
So, like, there's about like two ways, like in terms of just like dealing with it, like combative and non-combative. Like for the meditators or the freaking yogis perspective would be a non-combative type of deal would be to take themselves out, calm themselves down, and then go back into that situation with a clear head so that they can continue what they're doing. But that's somebody with a hard mind. The combatives version would be like the fighters or the freaking or us, all military people. Freaking
Yeah, so
doing the same thing, but we're going at it right then and there.
that takes out the safe space then, because if you're combatant, then you're not really gonna be needing a safe space to go off to. That's the non-combative way. That's where the safe spaces come in.
Does it really though? I mean, like, honestly, like there's multiple different places. Like, if you're going to talk about physical locations, like multiple different places where people do more confrontational type stuff rather than like non-confrontational stuff. Like,
But that's
honestly,
not necessarily a safe space, is it?
I mean, like, I feel safer in the mat room or in a dojo.
Well, you're
than
not always going to
anywhere
have
else.
those though. Those are not.
mean, you
Those
really,
aren't
like-
really. They're not. In my opinion, they're not really viewed as safe spaces as much as they're viewed as
I mean, like,
places to safe. Like, that sounds stupid, but
I mean, like-
places to safely practice a martial art or
I
something
mean,
like
like,
that.
you're safely practicing fighting or just combat in general.
Yeah.
Like, in a safe, technically it's you're safe to do this. You're safe to just fight each other at this point in time. They're talking about these safe spaces like this is a safe space where I don't have to fight anybody, or I don't have to get beat up, or I don't have to confront anyone.
You guys are confusing the safe space that you're talking about. You're talking about a guy that needs to get away from too much class and too much of life or whatever, the college kid, because me personally, I'm not a college kid, and they need to get away and have this area or time, mostly time. I think I personally take it as time.
So, my only thing is, like, why does there need to be a separate space in like their school? You know what I'm saying? Why can't they do that at home? Because that's where I do it. Like, when I come back, this is, I don't want to say safe space because I get fucking bullied in here too. But,
Whoa. Nah,
But-
I hear
but-
you. But
it's somewhere where I can deal with my problem and I don't have to talk to anybody.
I'm right there with you, as in like, oh, sorry, a little burp. I don't necessarily want to call it a safe place. That sounds fucking weird. But I need to watch like an episode of Netflix or play like a game of League or a game of Call of Duty, at least one, just one of those, like a day. Just that's it. Like I know it's asking for a lot in modern life, and essential personnel.
Oh my.
Essential personnel. Shit. But I kind of need that in one day. Like if I went just one day with all day every day fucking grinding, working, I'd lose my fucking mind. Not like I don't know, that sounds bad, but I really would. Like
it gets to be a lot, yeah, but
if they warn me like, hey, for 3 months this boot camp or this shit you're about to endure, you're not gonna have this or that, like, yeah, I'd be like, all right with it. I'd be fine with it. I would know what I'm getting myself into before I get myself into it. But if I just don't know what's gonna happen and I don't have that opportunity to get one Netflix and one Last Kingdom episode in on that season 4, it's just fire. I get one game of League of Legends. I don't get one of those in, just one.
So something to decompress.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what they're talking about with the whole.
Well,
that's where I come from with it, because that's what I think is what they're doing it for.
Well, the problem I have with it, and the reason that it eats at me, is because they're not asking these things because it's my deal is they can do it at home. Just go back to your dorm, shut the fucking door, lock it, and don't talk to anybody.
Are you a college kid? Do you know if they have a dorm? Do you know if they have a home?
What, are they going to be fucking living outside?
Well,
it's wherever they live. If they live...
Maybe
you
it's...
can still find isolation anywhere else.
Really?
So long, like,
you think so?
If you're done with class, like, there's no place where you can't find isolation to actually, like, decompress and fucking like recollect yourself.
That's my point, though.
What, the library, Starbucks?
Yeah, that's why do there need to be designated places where I have to avoid everybody because they need a special little area? Why should I?
Well,
I should be able to go where the fuck I want, right?
Hey,
I mean, I'm not gonna harass anyone, and you guys know how I am. I'm not gonna go out of my way to fuck with anybody, but.
Hey, Revolutionary War, dude, we earned this independence, dog.
Okay, yeah.
We earned this independence.
We wipe our own asses,
man. I don't know. It's even when we were talking about it last night, just Wes and we were talking about how we were going through, what we did with our mothers and siblings. That was the only time where I was like, fuck, I just want to be away from everything. I can't deal with anybody. It wasn't so much, I don't know. I don't know the right words to put it in.
Yeah,
but I was also
that,
like 13.
You need to, wait,
so.
Let's rewind that. You need to re-explain that because we got to hear that. We got to hear that one again. Redo that one. Like, what you got? What were you trying to say here?
What do you mean? Oh, like we were talking about yesterday, we've both kind of been, well, not through the same situation, but we both went through situations with our moms, and I personally haven't seen her in, almost 9 years now?
Yeah.
That was the only time in my life where I was like, I don't ever want to see anyone. And I don't want to be fucked with. I don't want to be talked to.
The now 9 years or the beginning 9 years? What are we talking about here? What situation you just
like right at the beginning where it was all happening?
Yeah,
I can see a safe space which would have been my home. Yeah, that's why I have a problem with these people like, oh, we need a safe space in college and all that shit, because that's your home. Just go home. If you feel attacked, go home.
Yeah, it's like, it really seems like most of these people were either never fucked with, or they were either never fucked with, or they just never had that real type of confrontation before.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's their fault. I don't blame them for that.
No. This is our generation. You got to know we're their age.
Yeah, that is very true. And that's why I think it's important to see everyone's perspective.
It blows our minds, but
Because
that's
all
why we're
you
talking
hear
about
about
it
is
definitely would be kind of an us thing rather than a them thing.
it's definitely an us thing.
So it's
Yeah.
just an us
100%.
thing.
100% an us
I don't know.
thing.
My deal is the biggest part of that is like, why can't they just have it as home? Like, why can't their safe space be their personal home?
Could be
I don't
that,
You have to know, though, you got to think. Like, some people don't have a home like that. Some people have, well, just saying from a movie we watched earlier, they have 7 siblings. And,
That's true.
you know, they can't get,
But are you going to take your
the
7
way to
siblings
call it a
to...
safe space is so hard. Like, a quiet place would be more like that. Like, I know Google... in San Diego, their little Google establishment, they have their little like sleeping
say Google?
pods.
Goober?
Yeah, I don't know what I just said.
I was like,
I
what?
sound like a baby.
Was it
there.
SpongeBob?
I sound like a baby.
pods do sound
Goo goo
nice.
gaga. But no, they have a little sleeping pods, and I know TSM, Team Solo Mid, great League of Legends
Oh
team
my
right
God,
there.
you're just shouting out all kinds of
They
shit, huh?
they're building a $50 million gaming pad, and in that pad they're having sleeping pods and like a quiet room, like a sleeping room. So it's just kind of like for me right now in that aspect, as a TSM building a $50 million enterprise or gaming center, it's a quiet time that is just needed by people.
So, is that necessarily a safe space though? Because like
No.
that's my point.
No,
like
no,
they
no,
don't
it's
need
not.
a safe space. They need a quiet
It's
place.
it's like a quiet place. Yeah,
yeah, go
it's
take
like
a
sleeping place.
fucking nap. Stop being a bitch. That's what comes to my mind. That's what gets in my mind every time I hear about it.
You're right.
Yeah, either confront it or freaking do what the monks do and just fucking.
The monks.
Here we go.
What do the monks do?
What do the monks do, Harm?
I want to know
like
what the monks do.
All right, what was that
Get a little
group doing
closer.
earlier today?
No, the monks fucking leave their shit alone, man. Like, straight up. So, like, I mean, like, if the problem, like, if the thing already happened and it's in the past and there's nothing you can do about it, it's like that Hakuna Matata fucking shit.
There for the first
Hanukkah
first
banana.
couple of fucking seconds, I was like, "What is he trying to say?"
Hopefully they don't copyright our asses. But anyway,
Oh
Hell yeah.
Jesus!
like, you just let it the fuck go and then just continue on.
That's kind of how I've been though.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's a new generation, dude. They have safeguards and boot camps and shit like that.
they have
It's in
what?
the army, though. Nobody cares about them.
No, we had it too.
No, I did not.
They don't give it to you. They don't give it to you. It's there, but they don't give it to you.
Yeah, of course.
That's always been a thing.
I didn't know about that.
Of
Yeah.
course. Of course.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad I did.
That was I want to say that was a thing when my dad went through.
Whatever. We're gonna
Either
jump.
way.
We're gonna jump past this one.
So something else that I always think is funny. I'm a little younger than you guys,
Yes.
but we grew up a lot of the same. Like we saw a lot of
Yes.
the same shit. We saw the movies that were out at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, do you think movies now have a different feel than they did back in the day?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hard one, man.
For
Well-
like a number of things, though.
Yeah. So, the
Yeah,
greatest
that's a
example
tough
that I
one,
can
man.
think of
That's a tough one, man.
is Blazing Saddles. If you tried to make that kind of movie now, it'd never get released.
No, it would never get
Gene
released
Wilder
for
would be
one.
in
But
a cell somewhere.
they like Ted 2 had maybe a quarter of what Blazing Saddles had, and you heard the backlash on that.
Oh yeah, the backlash is what the like
Why you can't do it anymore?
Why you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
because then it gets people will turn
Spit
against it,
on.
and then it gets bad ratings even though it was a good movie because
This, and
It's
I
offensive.
hate to say it, and I'm gonna say it, but I have to let it out. This is the place to let it out. Is we are this generation, but
Yeah.
it's fucking weak, dude.
when I hear older generations talk about like our generation, I
Yeah.
agree with them half
Yeah.
the time or most of the time because they're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
you guys,
not even half.
You don't know the struggle. You don't know what it's like to have a
Yeah.
cord attached
Walk
to your
to
phone.
work,
You have to
6
walk to
miles,
work.
no shoes
I
in the
honestly think there
snow.
might be, like, a
uphill
certain
both
difference.
ways."
Wait,
You hear
what's
a
up, Just West? What's up?
I think there might actually be a certain difference, because like you like it's fucking weird because like there's some points that freaking like some millennials will have against like the quote unquote boomer generation. Or like the fucking all that shit is This is the weirdest fucking thing. Like, just Jesus, you're just like.
Yeah, this shit's
it's
crazy.
like this is like the like
welcome
that was
to
like
2020 cyberpunk, dude. What the fuck?
You talking about the mic? What are you?
Anyway, fucking
Oh my god.
But anyway, like there was like it's a weird, like it was just this weird concept that like I was just fucking thinking about, like millennials will call out freaking boomers on some shit that makes them look weak, like
what? Like what is what's a good example of it?
Yeah,
it was like a lot of. It was a lot about like it was mainly about like gay people shit for most.
Yeah,
of it.
some crazy
like
part.
they'll
Of
like
like
hating
they'll
on
make
gay
fun of,
people?
like they'll make like they'll like the boomers will hire in make fun of the gays, but like then again like you see a lot of gays and then like you meet a lot of gays in the military and like there's some hard motherfuckers like
Yeah.
So,
hardcore,
like-
scrappy motherfuckers.
It's 20.
Not to mention it's like
You can do what you want.
like freaking boomers again will talk on the gays or freaking people who are transgender or even the Muslims or freaking whatever. I don't care really what you are, but like
Nobody cares.
there was
Nobody
also
really
that,
does.
there was also that homosexual terrorist in fucking Germany during the 1940s,
Yeah.
and his last words were let it be known that homosexuals weren't cowards. That dude literally saved over like fucking 1,000 Jews
That's so
during that time.
another problem, and it always seems to tie back to college kids. That's where I hear it the most. I mean, yeah, you hear the guys that are in their 30s or guys and gals that are in the 30s that they're kind of standing up for the same things that college kids are. But you hear it the most from college kids, and it's always, well, everybody hates the gays. But no one I know. You don't ever hear that?
No.
It may just be a southern thing. I don't know. But anyways, I hear.
Pride Month's coming up.
What?
Pride Month's
I
coming
don't know
up,
that.
right?
I don't know that.
Shit.
Well, like my deal is like
Tiger
we
King
were
might be
talking
getting
about
out
it the
soon.
other day.
Might be getting out soon, he says.
We were talking about it the other day. Where was I going with this? You guys fucking got me
I'm
sidetracked.
sorry.
with
I'm
Tiger King.
sorry. College kids.
Speaking
college
of
kids.
that fucking
The college-
show,
No,
how
no, no,
wild
no,
is
no,
that?
No. Get back to the college
Oh,
kids.
we were talking about it the other day. How people get lumped into such big groups.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Holy
so
shit.
yeah, we were talking about.
Such a good fucking point.
It's like-
I
high
view
school
myself as exactly.
What?
And
Dude,
once
that's a
you're
great
in
way
that
to put it.
clique, you're viewed as
You're
that
fucking
clique.
there.
Yes, you
Because
fucking
getting
are.
out.
I was
You're not
I was
getting
telling
out.
you, I view myself as a more of a conservative Republican, but there's a lot of things that I don't traditionally view in the way that a lot of people do. And I hear it most from guys that are like, or guys and gals that are 20 to fucking 25 and they're in college. They're like, oh, you're a Republican? Bet you hate gays. Bet you don't want to smoke
Holy
weed.
shit.
Bet you're,
That's true.
this and that. And I'm just kind of like, whoa, man, you don't know me.
Yeah,
You don't
and
know my life
then
story.
us now, like we're fucking grouped, dude. We're like
The military.
Yeah, you guys don't know. Yeah. Now
You're
you know.
grouped in the
like, we're
military.
grouped in the fucking military
Yeah,
now.
and, like that's the weird thing too is like they don't talk about us anymore as
No.
much as they used to.
yeah.
They talk about the college kids because it seems like the
More
college kids are
important, maybe?
they're easier targets.
Ooh,
Honest to God,
so
it
fucking
seemed
great
like the
point.
college kids are honestly easier targets to
Yeah.
fucking come at with this bullshit.
Yeah, because you can
And-
make fun of them and they can't say
Oh
shit.
yeah, they can't say shit because they're the ones that fucking make that shit happen.
They are.
Yeah, I have something to say about them. Now, I'm not hating on them. Trust me.
No, I'll never hate on anybody
and
for going and
as-
getting their education.
Yeah,
That's good shit.
definitely not.
I don't care what
Fuck
you're
no.
majoring
Fuck
in.
No,
That's good shit to go do.
We
Eh,
do need freaking science.
broadening their
trying to get to
horizons, I
Mars.
guess, is what a boomer
Broadening
would
their
say.
horizon, yeah.
Is what a boomer would say. Now,
A boomer.
now I have.
You are a
now,
boomer. It's
I'm,
okay.
yeah, here we go. Here we
I
go.
feel
Now we're
your
starting.
fucking
Now,
shoulder
now,
pop when
I'm born 92, late 92.
So we met
I'll
Moses.
be. Oh, holy shit! I'm the oldest one here. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be 28 November this year, and I've been called a boomer in a land of childs.
Real fast before you get to your
yeah,
point.
go ahead.
I think I was telling one of y'all. I was on the phone with the youngest of my sisters. She's, I think, 10 now. And when I was on the phone with her, she asked how old I was now, because it's been a long time since I've
It's been
seen
a
them.
minute.
And her friends that she was with, all I could hear them say in the background was, "Okay, boomer." And I was like,
Oh, I
"Yo,
love it.
I'm 21.
I love it.
Wait
I
a
love
second. Where
Now-
did that come from?" But
Now,
go ahead. Sorry.
I can show you how much of a boomer I am with these guys, and it'll take one quick one. So, Just Wes, where the fuck were you during 9/11?
I was at my so in Oklahoma we call our grandmas meemaws and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, I was at my meemaw's house looking at the TV and I saw 2 fucking towers just smoking and on
The
fire.
fuck? You weren't in school?
I was at daycare.
Yeah, it was like I don't know.
All right, so where were you?
Yeah,
I was at
it
daycare.
like September.
I was
Yeah,
really,
I don't know
really.
why.
September 11th, just to be
I don't-
specific.
I don't know.
kinda
I don't
hard
know
to-
their date, but probably.
It's
the-
not
No,
like
like I get that.
I
It's
know,
just like
just
I don't
fine,
know
I'm
why
just
I
fine.
was home at the time, but like I was just there. I was just running around and like I just look at the fucking TV and like I just see
Shit's on
towers
fire. Yeah.
No.
with fucking smoke coming out of them, and like literally I see my dad, my mom, my grandma, my step granddad just
Holy shit.
fucking looking at the TV, just saying nothing.
Step
And then,
granddad.
like-
I've never heard that term, but I have one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the
like,
term?
we call him
I just don't
Roger. He's
use the
fucking
term.
dope
That's
as
the
shit.
term, though? Step granddad?
That's what I say.
I like that.
I don't
like that a
Granddad.
lot. Do you
Like-
mind if I adopt it?
Go ahead, man. Like
Yeah.
it's like he's my step.
The
like,
White.
like,
Dwight's his name
I've,
now.
I've always
It's
like I've always known him at like I've always known him by his first
You
name.
call him
Yeah.
your first name? Do you call him step granddad, whatever, or do you just
surely
be like,
not.
hey,
I
first
mean,
name?
they tried having us call him Peepaw, but that never stuck. We just called him Roger.
Yeah, it's about the kid. All right, yeah. So first name, right? Is that his first name, or is
Yeah,
that just
Roger.
Okay.
So
I'm adopting that. Sorry, I'm
but,
taking it.
Yeah, like he's a cool dude. By the way. He's
Yeah. So it's my step
overall
granddad.
nice dude.
I just don't call him that.
I'm not gonna call him step granddad.
Knew him my whole life, but anyway, we were all just watching. I just stood there, just watching this shit. I
Yeah.
was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then like freaking, I was at school wherever I was at school at the time because like I was like fucking I don't know 6 years old, some like some shit like that, and we moved around a lot, and like fucking classroom TV. And I don't
Boom.
like the fucking towers. were
There's
there.
no way. There's no way.
Like
No,
it was a
you're
fucking
bullshitting.
playback of the shit because
Yeah,
like, they would
playback.
obviously had that shit.
What year are you born?
95.
95. All right, Benny, where
So-
were you during 9/11?
I was born in '98. We'll start with that.
All right, we'll
So,
start with that. We'll get that out the way.
I was. What would I was? I
Where
was
were
2?
you?
I was probably in
Do you
daycare. I don't
remember?
know.
Or if
I don't
you
know.
If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because at the time I would have been like 2,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
The
you're not
only
gonna know
thing-
shit.
I remember
You
as
don't
a
really
kid.
remember until 4.
Yeah, I remember as a
Hypothetically,
kid.
I don't remember. If you
Later
do,
on,
fucking-
when 9/11 would come back, the anniversary would come back,
Yeah.
we would watch the broadcast live in school, and the announcements would come on, like the real deal, everything. And I remember we did that, and I remember hearing stories about my dad not knowing it happened until later on because of what was going on with him and stuff like that. But I don't remember it happening. No.
Yeah.
I remember every year we did the live broadcast.
Boomer here talking.
Oh, jeez. B-Law.
Yeah, 4th grade, and dude, everyone's getting called out. Everyone's getting called out of school, and I'm like, holy fuck. What's
They were
going
getting called home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like like you remember in elementary when they would call and be like, "Hey, fucking
so and so come to the
Just
front office.
Wes, come down to the principal's office. You're going home, or like come down to the front office. You're leaving. Some shit like that."
We always got the oh
yeah. Well, it wasn't an ooh moment, but
I got in trouble a lot. So
oh yeah, it was always Just Wes over here, just like ooh. Hey, Just Wes, come to the suspension center.
Yo, I was a bad kid whenever I was a wee tot.
Nah, I was such a
Super
fucking great kid.
I was a fucking punk.
I was fucking psychotic.
I was
Like-
such a good kid, dude. It was
No,
insane.
Did you say where you were?
I was
that-
insane
wasn't-
how good of a kid I was. But anyway, yeah, so they're calling the whole goddamn school down to the shit. And I'm like, when am I going to get called? This is fucking weird. What's going on? Boom, I get called. And I come home, mom's sitting in front of the fucking TV like, oh my God, this one just landed in the field in Ohio. Michelle, my older sister, lives out there. What the fuck's going on? Like, whole fucking shit was in shambles, and I was there for it. And I never, ever once was like, I gotta join the military, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta fucking fight. I gotta fucking fix this shit. Like, it never once crossed my mind.
Well, how old are you? When,
4th grade. I don't know how old. Sorry.
It has to be.
I'm a
Still
boomer, dude.
young.
My mind's going, bro. My mind's going, man.
like,
I was
really,
4th grade going in the 5th.
I just had a bad feeling,
And
but like that, like I just didn't know what the hell was.
You got a bad feeling right now?
No, like
Oh, I was about to say,
no, no, no,
fuck.
like with my fucking parents watching that shit. It's like
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
something's wrong.
Super
like I
bad.
just had a feeling it's like something
Super
was
bad.
wrong
Shit,
that day,
super fucking
but
bad.
I didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah,
Now-
I was too small to remember.
we're
so.
gonna get back on topic though. So yeah, I'm older and I'm here now, and the way I think about this safe place and this place to go is in like, so I believe them. I hear them. I comprehend it.
Yeah.
Am I for it being, what is it? I'm gonna sound stupid. Publicized.
Publicized.
There it is.
Oh,
Thank
like
you.
being
Just
broadcast across the nation for
about
running
that.
this thing.
Like, that sounds shitty and it sounds dumb. Now the way me trying to pronounce that word sounds dumb too, but I don't care. But
They got marine smarts.
yeah, it's
we're
the
fucking
mustache. I'm
dumb.
growing a mustache recently. It's making me dumb.
Is that what's
His
making you
brains
stupid?
just going into his facial
Yeah,
hair.
exactly. No, it's just like
Wait, what is that saying about me?
and
Not you, Benny.
I tried to not do this, and I promised Benny I wouldn't do it, but I'm gonna fucking do it
Just go,
anyway.
man.
Yeah, just was gonna head to the head real quick. I promised Benny I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So with like most and prolific killers and serial killers and shit, they have a rough upbringing and
Yeah.
stuff. Now, if they had a safe zone, would that have happened? Probably not. In
You really
in my over 350 fucking crime podcasts from these middle-aged women, not gonna say that they're bad or anything, from my knowledge of crime, and now I'm going in the crime. As soon as I get it out of the military, I'm going to specialize in forensic crime, probably major in chemistry and go into DNA analysis, maybe specialize in handwriting, fingerprint, whatever. But what I'm saying is, if these kids or like serial killers or killers that are most prolific in the world were given a safe spot, I highly think that if it was represented the way it was brought up as a safe spot, I'm very about them not doing what they had done.
You think, but do you think that hour or so they spend alone in some random spot on a college campus would have made a difference?
No.
Because
Well, yes.
You do?
Yes. Sorry. I just thought you were gonna come at that a whole nother way. I've been drinking a little bit. Sorry. Yes, I
So-
think that hour alone would, from a safe spot. Yes. Fuck
But-
yeah.
so the next question is like, where? Not where.
How many have
At
gone to
what
college?
point does their childhood upbringing just become too much to overcome in those safe
Yeah,
spots?
that's
Like, are they too far gone by the time they get to that age? Because you're well developed in your 20s.
not really hypothetically, like scientifically proven. Yes, they're too far gone.
Yeah. So,
But-
so at that point, our safe spaces no like.
Do we know?
You know, we can't know. Are we gonna go back and be like, all right, Ted Bundy, let's time travel real fast, and instead of you doing some weird shit, let's send
Is
you
it
to a
gonna
space
hurt
state
though?
for an hour?
You know, and,
No,
and,
I mean,
Ted Bundy's
the
a
outcome
perfect
couldn't have-
one, a perfect one.
The
'Cause
outcome
he
could
went
be
to how
any
many
worse.
colleges, and he graduated from a college in political science, I think, or it was political related, but it wasn't political science, but it was politically related, and he ran. He ran for a spot. Now, maybe
he
if he
win?
had a
That'd be
safe
crazy.
space, he
Do
wouldn't
you really
have,
think that he wouldn't have murdered?
honestly,
people?
me right now? No, fuck no. I don't
I think
think
he
it would have
still
helped. No, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it would have helped.
So you're going against your own argument now.
No. All right, so I'm more of about
If they can get it to it early enough, maybe.
So with the alcohol in me, I think that if the safe space was brought lower down, like middle school and shit, yes, I think it would have improved the serial killer rate. But at the same time, like, how many serial killers really are there?
Yeah.
How, you know, what's the percentage
compared to
of that
the
happening?
normal amount
And-
of people?
That goes along with, like, and I sorry guys, I promised I wouldn't talk about it, but I can't help it. Like the foster care, like if foster care was more like summer camp, which is so hard to do or whatever. If foster care wasn't so bad that a lot of serial killers wouldn't exist, and 100,000 fucking, I'll fucking die.
So
on
what
that.
I'll
I
say on
believe
that
shit.
what I'll say on it is, I think it's all about trying to make the ones that are shitty better. Because you look at there's a boys'
we don't
home.
understand that. What do you mean the ones that are shitty better? What the fuck does
So
that even mean?
I'll get into it. There's a boys' home in. It's
A
like
place.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes from where I live.
Yeah.
It's just a ranch where they go out and they work and they learn how to be respectable young men.
That's dope as fuck.
And then they come back and they go to school and they do all their normal stuff, and then when they get old enough, if they haven't,
How
met
many
a
serial
family
came out
that
of
wants
that
to
boy's
adopt them or something
none.
like that. What are you saying?
I said, how many serial killers came out of that boy's home?
No,
I bet
none.
none.
That's the deal. That's what I'm saying. Is when they became productive members of society and they moved out and they went off to do what they wanted to do. They weren't fucking shitheads.
Yeah.
But you look at places, and I've never been
Inner
to Chicago.
city. That's literally where
Chicago's
it is.
a good example
Terrible place.
because it's such like
No offense.
when
Chicago.
people think, yeah, exactly. No offense to anybody that lives there.
Yeah.
But when people think of a shithole and they think of like where things are going wrong,
Yeah.
a lot of times they think
That's
of
why.
Chicago.
That's
you
where I
think-
went with the like talking about summer camp and foster
Yeah.
care. But like of all the money the state gets, and I'm over here boasting about forensic science and being a crime scene investigator and testing this and that. Yeah, we're gonna need money from that. From where? The state. So the state can only give so much money that everywhere.
Yeah.
So I know that every foster care is not going to be like summer camp. But hypothetically,
If we
it
could,
was,
I think
a lot
it
of
would
serial
eliminate-
killers,
not
would-
just killers, but crime in general.
Yeah.
It definitely helped a lot.
Sorry, I had to bring up the true crime. I'm obsessed. I can't help it. But yeah, like
Yeah, we are obsessed.
I
though.
think,
it gets
like-
a little wild.
yeah, I think if the safe place was incorporated though, and now this is a limb. I'm going out on a limb here. If the safe place was incorporated with foster care, middle school, elementary school, young age like that, where it can influence a life, I think that it would improve. The words I'm trying to find, For's worth or
Now,
something worth or something.
Do you think it should be a safe space where they can spend time alone, or do you think it should be somewhere where they can talk to somebody and be safe, like our chaplain is? We can go in there and say whatever we want, get it off our
That's
chest, and feel
awesome.
better.
By the way,
Yeah.
the
I think
fact
that's
that
a
we can
great
do
program.
that, that's fucking awesome.
And for somebody
But-
that just not to get into it too much, but
Yeah.
for somebody that has a little bit of faith,
As a,
that it helps to talk to somebody that also shares that faith.
but we're
and-
adults. I feel like
Yeah,
as a
we're
child,
also-
the chaplain's gonna spill the beans, essentially.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like,
What do you mean? What do I mean?
like the chaplain's gonna say what the kid's thinking?
Fuck yeah.
You really think so?
Oh yes.
But they take an oath like
He's
we
a
do.
chaplain.
I've
Is
learned
that serious though?
I've learned that from experience in middle school. Like,
Is that a thing?
I do not
Pastors will just like say shit.
Just Wes is talking from the back. He'll come up and clear it up for us here in a second. He's washing his hands. You know,
So
COVID-19.
Yeah, well, that's. We'll get into that.
Here he
in a
comes.
little
Here he
bit.
comes. So, what do you think about the
chaps,
chaplain
like,
spilling the beans with a young
A
child?
chap's sorry.
Come in here. Yeah.
Like a chap's bylaw. So like, are you talking about like just a young child or military shit?
No, like, well, yes, you know how military shit, and we're accustomed. Well, not accustomed. We're presented. We're privileged to have the opportunity to spill the beans to a chap.
Yeah.
Or a chaplain. Sorry for those
Well,
that don't know a chap. But what do you think about a kid doing that? And will they spill the beans? Because I feel like they'll spill the beans.
So whenever I was a kid, I actually did get ratted out by a school counselor.
But that's a school counselor. That's not a.
Chaps.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. It's like I just went there to have somebody to talk to because
Were
I just
you,
didn't feel safe.
Were you
at
Catholic
home.
school?
No.
Okay.
Oh, so my only argument against that, and I not knowing any of the situation, I apologize for interrupting you, is school counselors aren't led by an oath to keep those things secret, so they don't have to. They're
What's
not
your take on
morally
that?
obligated.
I just never. So like, I didn't want anything to actually happen. I didn't want anybody to do anything for me. I wanted to be able to do certain things by myself. And when moment of truth came, like for some reason, like the weekend after. Sorry, freaking.
No, you scoot
Let
up.
me get closer. Yeah, I got it.
Oh my god.
I got it.
What's
Freaking.
going on over there?
So it's like the week. It's like whenever Monday freaking came around or some shit. My mother picked me and my brother up from our dad's, and like she freaking like she got mad at us. She got mad at me, and freaking all this other stuff. And
For what you said to the counselor?
for what I said to the counselor,
Okay.
and she pretty much, and what she asked me first off, right off the bat, did you call DHS on me?
What the fuck is
I don't know what
DHS?
that is. Is that like a
DHS?
something?
Yeah,
something
we don't
service?
know.
I don't know.
So
So like CPS?
no, like so
What the fuck is
DHS
CPS?
is so
Child Protective Services.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. DHS. Well, I guess it's just in Oklahoma. DHS is in Oklahoma. Child Protective Services.
Okay.
Literally any
What is-
other.
what does
You know what it
DHS
stands
stand
by
for?
any chance?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I
Military.
feel like it's
so many
domestic
fucking
something
acronyms, it's
something
stupid.
service.
It's like
They need to
domestic
change
something
that.
service.
Household services.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever.
I'll look it
Help,
up.
help us civilian life. Too many
It's like
acronyms
fucking
in the military.
The narc police. I don't know.
The
Like-
narc police. Those
Narc
are
police. I love it,
narcotics.
I love
That's not the same thing.
But anyway,
Jesus
I
Christ.
had actually asked.
He's
if I-
opening some hot fries just to let you guys know.
Hey,
I'm just letting
you don't have to know
Y'all
everything.
want some?
Fuck them.
I'd share some with y'all too, but I think like there'd be too many of y'all to actually share all these hot
Oh
fries
wait,
with us.
hot Funyuns, not
Oh,
fries. Funyuns. That's a
dude.
different ball game, dude.
That's a
different
completely
ballgame. You
different
gotta let 'em know.
ballgame.
So we got to get back onto this. So Harmon, I'd really need your intake on this. So
I don't believe in confidentiality
Whoa,
for children.
shit. Okay.
So you don't
Yeah,
think a kid
yeah.
should be able to say something to
Yeah.
like a really?
Children should be able to have confidentiality. However, it's very limited, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like, fuck. So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go take a leak. Excuse me. So if those prolific crime juveniles or felons,
Can you hear this?
serial killers, all them other ones, if they had a chance to go to a safe room, I feel like it wouldn't have happened. Now, I can speak from personal experience of bringing a convicted felon out and seeing what they have, knowing what they have accomplished, I guess, or committed, what they do with their lives, and they try and fix them. And I've seen that firsthand from my experiences in the military. Now, if they would have had a safe place and a place to go, would they have fixed it before shit really happened? Nobody really knows. That's only a person-oriented kind of subject. But maybe who are we to judge? Is it experience? Does it happen? Do we have scientific, like me being like more of a forensics guy, and I need the fucking evidence and I need the grits.
I think the great thing about just having guys who don't know a whole lot about this talk about it is that we get a view on somebody who doesn't have all the information. Like we just said, none of us have all of the information, and some people might slam me for that, but
Nobody has the information.
Nobody has all of it.
No,
nobody will
has
ever
any
have all
of
of it.
They don't give safe places to elementary school.
Yeah, I mean, still until they start, we'll never know if they really work. Yeah, and there's no way to take somebody who was a serial killer.
An elementary school safe place.
What's my take on elementary school safe places?
Yes.
Well, there's no way to find out if they work because you can't go back in time and catch somebody like.
What do you think about?
Do I think kids should have?
Who cares if it would work or not in elementary?
Do I think kids should have somewhere to go?
Yes, as elementary and middle school, do you think they should have a safe place? Or
when it comes to like everyday school things, probably not. When it comes to like domestic violence, yes,
definitely Quick Trip. Like in that case, like Quick Trip actually does have that whole thing.
What's Quick Trip? I don't know what that is.
Oh, Quick Trip started in Oklahoma, and so Quick Trip is actually a safe space or a safe place, and what this means is
I think safe places work, safe spaces don't. Safe places for domestic violence and
it's like any of those things, like battered women's shelters, panic rooms, Quick Trips.
Those like work. I 100% am 100%. On board for those.
Yeah. You really never heard of Quick Trip?
No.
Well,
I feel like a shithead, but
they might be in Texas soon. But anyway,
they might be. Quick Trips makes me think of the oil change place.
Quick Trips, like they're getting up there
as
far as business goes. It's a dope ass.
I don't think it's ever good for a safe place to have a lot of business.
Oh, dude,
I think everyone should be safe at home.
Like those freaking people, like for domestic violence, freaking sex trafficking, shit like that. The people that get away, freaking whatever happens, they can ask for the safe. They can ask for the safe place, and they will put them in this secret fucking room that nobody's seen, unless they actually work there, and the person that's asking for them, if they're not the people that the clerks are specifically like calling for to pick these people up, they will literally, like, on their lives say, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
Okay, so it's like a
safe place for abused and all.
They will legit hide you.
They'll hide you away from a abusive spouse or.
We're getting off the topic. We're talking about safe places, not safe place for child abuse or anything like that. We're talking about safe place in college kids.
Yes. Okay. So back to the kids that are our age.
1 second, just Wes. Can I get a brewski? Now continue. Sure. Sorry.
Just
they need to hear
for the
that.
kids that are already our age.
Yes.
College age. I just don't think it's gonna do anything.
Oh,
if you really need somewhere to go fucking home.
I literally told you.
And you said, you said. I mean, some people don't have. But if you're in college, you either live with a roommate in an apartment, right? Or you live in a dorm. A dorm is two people.
Or like my little brother, I'll throw him out there. I'm not going to tell his name, but he lives with moms. And
so he has a home.
Away.
He has a home to go chill at.
Yeah, he has a quiet place. So.
It may not be by yourself, but if what you're looking for is somewhere where you can go, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
That was a dope ass pop with a lighter.
If you're looking for somewhere where you can go to,
thanks, Just Wes.
To
you're welcome.
Be safe from whatever fucking troubles you may be facing. Honestly, and just go home.
I don't see where you're so against it.
I'm not really. I shouldn't have said I'm against it.
You never did, but we're feeling it.
Yeah, I just don't think that there should be a separate place in college where we have to designate more to that single place because people feel threatened.
All right.
Like, just
so
go home.
what about the sleeping pods, like I mentioned with Google? You know, and that's just Google now, and I say that in 2020 because I'm in the military, so my mind is small, and I know that a lot of major businesses probably
They
have
have
sleeping pods.
Well, the deal is those aren't necessarily for like a safe space. They're to go fucking take a nap.
And you're cool with that?
Yeah, go take a nap. I'd take a nap
kind of essentially the
if
same
I could
thing.
go in
What do
the
you think about
back.
the library?
I mean, I could safely
Go to
take
the
a nap in one of
library.
those pods. It's probably made of Kevlar.
Wait, what? Repeat that. Probably in a Kevlar. You're gonna go take a
I
nap in a
did not-
Kevlar.
I mean, who hasn't? But
I fucking for sure have. I've passed the fuck
I
out.
definitely have. I was like, we're military.
I said, like,
MCT was
I
the
would
land of
definitely- like I
naps
said,
half the
I
time.
definitely feel safe in one of those
you're-
sleeping
you're-
pods. It's
you're
probably
winging
made
us
of
in there.
Kevlar.
Now they know us.
I don't. What are they gonna find us?
But,
Hey, we're the easiest people to find. Just saying.
but as
Either
far
way.
as safe spaces in college,
Yeah.
um,
Come on.
it's a
Give
bit
us
like, well,
a little closer. Sorry.
Um,
Yeah, get closer. Get closer.
Get in this.
Get in there.
so for the safe spaces.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
Oh, they
So, as far as that goes, I've never been to college.
None of us.
I ain't never been to college, but
You know, I'm a fucking.
But I
moron,
bought a
but, like,
tiger before.
Anyway,
Just kidding. Just
just
We're going
because
back.
I'm Oklahoma doesn't mean
Just-
I have tigers. Anyway,
Now, straight from Just West. Just because he's from Oklahoma doesn't mean he has a tiger. All right, continue.
I wish I had a tiger, but anyway,
Fuck, so
no
do I.
way, actually. But anyway,
cool.
I really want to
So
know.
as far as like as far as the safe spaces in college, I mean, like there's like this is like these honestly like since colleges began, obviously like have been a legit thing.
I saw that too.
That's actually pretty dope.
well, yo, I have to
neat.
explain this.
But like, I mean, honestly, I can honestly say it's like weren't libraries the actual first thing for people to actually
So
have
that's my
quiet,
deal. Why do
respite
I need an
place
extra
for that?
fucking spot when there's already library, Starbucks, home? A fucking go to a teacher and be like,
Yeah.
hey, can I sit in here for a little while?
Yeah, but why the fuck?
It
not?
might be the short-sightedness
Why?
of
Like,
just
why
people
do
Why
that?
not?
Why?
Because it's 2020, baby.
That's like
Short-sightedness
what does
does-
that have to do with
It's
it?
2020, baby.
I
we
mean,
got
like-
everything.
I mean, like
Yeah,
Lawson may
well.
actually have a legitimate point. It might
I
be.
never have a point.
It might be the actual like inherent short-sightedness of this day and age right
Yeah.
now.
Whoa.
I don't think that was his point,
Wait,
but
whoa.
I get what you're
Short-sightedness
saying.
in this day and age. I don't get what he's saying. What is he saying?
go ahead. I'll let you explain it.
He'll let me know after the podcast. All right, that's cool.
So
We'll talk to you later.
it really
We'll-
does
we'll
seem like
inform you.
people are honestly short-sighted.
Is that enveloping everybody? Everybody
No, we're
tends to be a
talking
little
about college
not
kids,
everyone,
Benny.
but definitely the
Your
people
topic.
involved.
okay.
Okay.
So the people that
They don't understand what like the library. They probably only think that library is just for books and quiet reading.
yeah.
That's like only half of it. A librarian was also just for people to actually get together, study, read books, gain information, to be able to actually like have a quiet place in their head so that they can actually focus.
So
and
boom,
recollect
there's your safe
themselves.
space.
No.
What?
And
Okay.
people and
I-
kids would actually go there. Like all the nerdy kids that used to get bullied and shit would actually
to
go there,
library.
so nobody would.
Jocks don't
actually
go in the
get
library.
bullied.
I didn't. No, that's not true. I went to the
This
library.
is
Every
no.
once in a while.
You're busting it up, Benny. You're busting it up for no reason. Has it ever hurt you?
I
You're
don't.
busting it
I told
up.
you I'm not against it. I
You're
don't give a
busting
fuck what
it up.
colleges do. But
It is a place.
my position on it is like, why do an extra thing when you've already got Starbucks library?
I wouldn't mind
All
a
right,
community
you know
zen
what we
garden.
need then?
Yeah.
We need to know
It
what
could
they're
be
doing
somewhat
in these
convenient.
safe places. We need to know
What'd
what
you
they're
say?
doing. What are they doing in these safe places?
That is a
They're
good point.
doing
Like,
Yeah,
what are they?
that's what we need.
Drugs.
And
They're
we're
doing sex.
fucking.
They're doing the sex.
They're doing the sex. No,
They're
we're
smoking the reefer.
Oh, we don't want no reefer addicts.
we're 50 minutes in bitching about a safe place. We don't even know what the fuck they're doing there.
That's true. I don't.
That's true as fuck.
Are they sleeping? Because once again, just go
sleeping
fucking
pods.
home.
Sometimes you could use some fucking Z's, man.
Yeah, you can catch some.
They could be fucking.
Lawson knows I'll pass the fuck out in the middle of the
Bro,
day.
Benny will pass out.
I'm out, dude. I love sleep.
He won't only pass out. He'll pass out and you won't be able to wake him up. It happens.
What were you trying to wake me up?
Yeah, that's the thing. You didn't wake up. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
I'm just saying, if an ant walks across the room, I wake up. So, I'm just saying, like, we don't even know now. We don't even know.
So, what are you trying?
What the fuck are you doing, man?
That's a wrap up. I'm gonna speak it now. You gotta wrap her up now.
We got.
an hour.
Oh, let's push it to an hour and a half.
I've never heard of an hour and a half podcast. But we'll get
half
into
the ones
it.
I listen to.
Like,
Whatever.
what
Half the ones you live by.
Well, half
I
the ones
heard
I
that.
live
Why
by,
are they
they're
hours
2 or
long?
3 hours
They're
long.
2-3 hours long.
So,
Yeah.
Damn.
The
Something
best
else
ones typically
that-
are. This
Damn.
one's
Yeah,
pretty
something
good.
else
You guys
that
need
it-
to send that to me, boys.
wait, how long do you think?
Dude, hour at
I don't-
most.
we'll not get into that. But something else that
Oh,
is
going
real
into the
big.
topic.
Yeah, something else that's real big that we hear a lot about, especially now,
Oh, God.
fucking COVID.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, nobody. I'm sure everyone's sick of hearing about it, but the amount of topics that it's affected it's crazy, because it's affected everything from the way we do our daily shit. Because now I gotta wear a mask and I can only work with one other person, and I work nights now. So
2 to a car.
yeah, 2 to a car. There's 5,000 other different restrictions that we're looking at.
That we're not going to get into.
Yeah, I'm good.
No, thank you. I don't want any hot bunions, just West. Appreciates it.
But it's affected
Hot
everything.
bunions.
I love
Like,
it.
But yeah.
what do you think about states opening back up? Have you heard about those?
Well, I
know
heard
Texas
about
has.
Atlanta, which it's funny
Oklahoma's
because
What-
doing it too.
me and T-Bone.
Oh, you talking about Georgia?
Yeah.
I was like, Atlanta? They're
Yeah.
just that city's opening up. Where are they gonna go?
Well, yeah, Georgia was open up.
Yeah, Georgia. Georgia was one of the first, I want to say.
Yeah, they were the first.
Yeah.
And I remember talking about it at T-Bone.
Yeah.
And we know who T-Bone is. I don't know if he wants his name out, so I'm not going to say it, but we know who T-Bone is.
People who know
And
him know him.
He's from Georgia.
Yeah.
And I remember specifically sitting down in the chow hall after a million fucking, like, wash the hands, temperature, like, all that shit to get in. And I don't even know what to call them.
I mean,
A million
Thermometers.
Well,
that
not
what
a
you mean?
million thermometers. No, they just stick a thermometer in my butt. They didn't give me a silver bullet.
What
but
the fuck
no.
are you talking about?
No, like a million, like not trapped, but like a million
Steps to
steps
actually get to food.
actually get into the
Yeah.
chow hall. Now, as a military member, like that's my source of fucking food. So, it took me a minute to get in there, and me and T-Bone are in there sitting down, and I told him, I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on in Georgia? Is this where you're from? Like, they're opening this shit up during the COVID. And he was just like, yeah, dude, they're fearless. They don't give a
they're fearless. That was
they're
his
fearless.
response.
That
That's
was his
great.
response at first, and then he goes, they don't give a fuck. Everything's gonna be all right. But he did say, so I don't know the steps. What, the governor is above the mayor, right?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the governor said it's opened up, but the mayor said, I don't advise it. You know, like,
Well, he can not advise all
I
he
don't.
wants.
Yeah. But
doesn't
you
mean I have
can't.
to
You
listen to
know,
him.
like, we all know chain of command in this bitch. And I would assume you guys know what a chain of command is. So they're saying that, and then 2 weeks goes by, and I was like, "Yo, Tebow, what happened to fucking Georgia?" And they're just like, "Oh, fucking 500 new cases of COVID."
See, but
So we're laughing, and it's just a military thing. I know it sounds like you guys are just like freaking out, like these guys are laughing about people dying from corona and shit. Like,
that's not what I'm laughing at.
that's not what we're laughing
people
about.
not that many people are dying.
It sounds super bad, but like that's what happened. And he told me like, hey, they be fine, and then all of a sudden there's only 400 or 500 cases new opened up.
So the deal is, though, I was listening or reading something the other day that said this thing is way more infective than we thought. So there could be upwards of 400,000 cases that we just don't know about because a lot of people are showing no symptoms.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's just like silent carriers. Of the
at
thing.
what point do we weigh that 300 versus the however many, what is it, 300 million that we have in the United States?
Yeah.
And this 8 billion that we have in the world?
Well, you can't really trust because one
it's
week
like
they're
still-
like, we over exaggerated. The next
Yeah.
week they're like, we didn't tell you the real number and it's more. And it's just like, who the fuck to believe?
What do you think about the preparedness of the entire world?
Preparedness?
Preparedness.
Yeah, no.
What did I
They
say?
were pre-bared.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Preparedness, yeah.
Preparedness
As he
of the
hugs
entire
his
world
shorts
when it
up.
comes to this.
As he hugs his shorts up.
Fuck, I'm prepared to kick your fucking ass if I have
like
to.
the
All right,
preparedness
no,
of the world,
repeat
but-
that. Preparedness for the world. I think we're fucking 150%. Well, 110.
You think we were ready for this?
I think we're 110. I think
we
we're
were not
110.
ready for this at all.
110? No.
I don't think we were ready
Not.
for it at all.
Oh wait, before?
Before, yeah,
oh,
before.
Yeah, yeah.
No, now that's hit. It doesn't matter how prepared we are.
No,
we're
doing
sitting
great,
in our
though.
rooms.
We're doing fucking amazing.
You think?
I mean,
Oh,
like
I know.
In the reaction, reactively, we have done well.
Yeah.
Proactively,
No.
we have done completely shit.
Yeah, I don't think we did good at all.
This
Proactively.
disease is actually one of the most infectious diseases that we have. This disease
to
is
us.
one of the, has been one
Just
of the
scoot
most
up.
infectious
Just
diseases
sit
that
back.
we've
I'm
encountered.
not touching you.
The deal is with this virus is literally how infectious it is, and it constantly spreads and replicates itself. Fucking
I don't-
protein fucking bullshit. But
I don't think that it's necessarily how fast it spreads. It's that nobody knows what the fuck it is. They know what it is, but they don't know how to cure it, how to prevent it.
It's
stuff
like
that.
it's
Well,
a flu
not necessarily
virus,
present.
but with a crystalline structure around the cell membrane.
Whoa!
That of the cell that it fucking inhabits.
I didn't want that whole
And
explanation.
literally, it's like that, and it's highly infectious, and
Yeah.
it's easily replicable.
Replicable. Is
That's
that
a word.
real word?
Yes, it is.
I'm sure.
Cricket,
I don't know.
It's
You wanna
main,
pull
like
up a
the
dictionary?
the main deal with it, is just its infectivity.
Yeah.
That's what caught a lot of people off guard, and the people that aren't able to generate that immunity that quickly are the ones that die, the really really old ones, or the ones that are already
Well, see,
sick,
the
and shit
deal
like that.
is there's been accounts of 20-year-olds that were supposedly healthy that just fucking died, and then there was a record of a whole nursing home that went down, and then on the same article it said something about there was old people in nursing homes that were showing no symptoms, but they were positive.
Let's be real, boys. All right, so how has COVID affected you, Benny?
I have to sit and fucking sigh.
No, not like that. Like personally, people.
How many people do I know
has
that have been
personally close to you has it affected?
Well, see, that's
Oh,
where
there we go.
That's where it kind of gets complicated because
Where?
I don't know how many people that we know that have been affected. Like positively were infected.
Yes.
We know one,
Do you know
and
any?
he was fine.
Do you know any?
One, you
One.
know him too.
Yeah, I know. We're
It's the
gonna
same
get into
person.
that. We're gonna get into that later. Now, Harmon, or just Wes. How
Harmon.
many fucking people has COVID affected to you personally?
I honestly don't know of anybody that actually has.
Okay,
the
there we go,
COVID-19
right off the
virus.
bat. Now we all know this one because I mentioned him, a dark guy that had left recently.
You can't.
He's a good friend. I can
Yeah,
say
he's
that.
a good friend,
He's
but
a good friend. I can say that.
okay.
We can say that.
Watch, I'm gonna
just
get
so that we all
comments
know
about
who I'm
that.
talking about, because
That
now we all
dark
know he
guy.
was affected for about a week and then went on quarantine for about 14 in the military.
And now
you
he's
know.
fine.
Oh, fine as fuck.
Completely
Yeah,
recovered.
He was probably not probably, guaranteed way more in shape than us three.
But do you think that being in shape really changes how
Yes,
how it
I
affects you?
do. Oh, not in
There is
shape,
another
but it's
virus
the
coming out of
age. It's the
China
age thing, man.
That
It's the
actually
age thing.
affects
Now,
you.
and
But
I
that's
know.
what I was just
all right,
saying,
so
that
for me,
20-year-old guy.
it infected one other person, and it was in a nursing home. A friend of mine's grandparent. That easy, Benny. Like, relax. Listen. Yeah, like fuck them. I guess. Like I didn't know him, but it was a friend of mine's grandparent that was in a retirement home, and they died from COVID-19. Damn,
Shit.
dude, we got COVID here right now. What the fuck, dude? Give me some.
CDC's about to bust in.
Some Tibetan. Like, holy shit. Oh, there we go.
You said
What do we do? Back to the topic.
Back to the topic. So, like, yeah, that's so it affected me twice. And one time, not even close to me at all. Actually, not even relevant, really, because I don't even like that person. No offense. Rest in peace, your grandparent.
They didn't make it through it?
No. What?
Did they die of related causes, or was it 100%
died of
COVID?
COVID-19?
So that's something else.
And they were in a retirement home, and it happened. So like, I don't really know what more to say about it. I wasn't really friends with them. It happened, and yeah. So I've had 2 cases.
That's another thing is, how many of these actual COVID deaths are they 100% COVID?
Reporting. What the fuck? Do we even know? Is that what you're saying, right?
No.
Oh.
How many are actually due to COVID? Because there's people that test positive for COVID, but they die of a heart attack, and they're still chalking that up as a COVID death.
How do you? All right, so we're not medical related, but how do you delegate through COVID and pneumonia?
FEMA.
Whoa. What?
Oh,
what are you asking me?
Me or him?
Well, he said FEMA.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know what that means.
Isn't
so
that the pet thing?
What?
CSPC?
No.
I don't. We are all over the place right now.
Yeah, we're all over the place right now. But
so
anyway,
you were asking
like
me
ammonia, dude. Like,
what about ammonia?
So was it ammonia, or was it COVID and caused ammonia?
Pneumonia?
Just pneumonia.
Oh yeah,
with a P. I was like, ammonia, the
dude,
chemical.
They know I'm not that smart. They know I'm the least.
The people who know
here.
you,
the boomer here.
The people who know you that are gonna listen to this, yeah, they might, but
the boomer here is asking, is it pneumonia or is it COVID, or is it COVID related cause of pneumonia? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's where I'm.
Do we know or what?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you know? Just Harmo or just West?
Just
I fucked that up.
Just Harmo.
Just Harmo. Just West.
If I knew the chemical makeup of this virus, I would have way better answers for you. But all I got is no. Like,
yeah, we really don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
We just know about some coffee and brewskis and some hot funyuns.
It's like all like the only coffee.
The things that are
is,
here in
like,
front of us
some
now.
Weird shit they found in my lungs like a couple months ago.
I don't know.
It's
I
hard.
feel like
it's hard.
And I'm a heavy smoker, so
It's a rough place. It's not
fucking
a place.
life is
it's a
hard.
rough time.
time is
that's
time
what I
is
meant to say.
hard.
Time is hard. That's
And
why
if you say
that's why we
that-
need a safe place.
That
dude.
goes back to this original conversation.
place, dude.
Is like, if you were to say this, like, say you brought somebody from 1918 when they went through
1918.
what fucking what
yes,
what
the
plague?
Revolutionary War, dude.
1918,
the
homeboy.
Battle of the
That's,
Somme.
Wait, okay, that was like
The Somme was horrible.
That was like 200 years
1718,
before
that was
that.
like
Yeah.
17, all right. So
Jesus
1918.
fucking
What?
Christ.
So we're on
1918 was the last major
we're,
plague.
What,
It was a breakout
before,
of
We're
what?
10 years before the
Do you know?
Great
That
was
Depression.
1918 was the end of World War One.
That's
Ooh,
not
there
what
we
I'm
go.
talking about. But okay.
But it was
a
10 years
plague
before
that
the Great
broke out.
Depression. I can spit facts too.
That wasn't 10 years before. Well, I guess no.
27, right?
No, you're right. You're right.
28.
You're right.
28, right? And it lasted 3 years. And prohibition. yeah, I know. I know
Okay.
all about prohibition.
So
'cause I have
back to
alcohol
what I
now.
was saying.
We still recover from that.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Just kidding. It's Benny's podcast.
Yeah, it is mine. But anyways, the last major plague, if you were to bring somebody from then who already had been through it and who already seen the, however many thousands or millions or whatever amount of people that died from it, do you think they'd come here today and they'd see how we're reacting and be like, oh, what fucking pussies?
Laughing joke.
They were at a war. They didn't have a choice though. But like, I understand what you're saying. That actually did happen.
Yeah.
There was like some fucking big ass victory during the Great War, and people got tired of being quarantined to their homes because of the Spanish flu.
That's
And,
not what I was thinking about.
And the thing
I don't
is
know.
that they
Is it?
actually came out and freaking got out, like they went in the streets to celebrate. About 80 or 80,000 fucking people wound up dying after the second wave because of what happened there.
Do you think we're gonna hit a second wave of this COVID?
If
Like once people get released?
if we do it smartly, we would have we may still have a second wave, but it won't be as lethal.
What's
as the
a-
Spanish
what's a
flu.
smart-
Georgia did.
Yeah. What's a smart way to go about it?
to keep doing what we're doing?
To keep staying inside?
Not like what we're doing right now is honestly kind of it is definitely we're doing a stupid cautious type of deal. However, that stupid amount of caution is pretty much keeping infectivity of the virus at an all-time low.
See,
In
but
my
that's
opinion.
that's something else. Like what I was talking about earlier, there may be upwards of 400,000 cases that we don't know about. How do you know when you don't have it? How do you know you're not infected? Because the tests aren't exactly accessible unless you have telltale signals. But shit, I've had a fucking headache for the last 2 weeks, and I'm not really chalking that up to be
I mean, like,
COVID.
I mean, like.
I mean,
there's
do you
people
feel
carry-
sick?
like,
Because
there's-
I feel fine other
there's-
than that.
I mean, like, you could put the same thing into people carrying mad cow disease, because,
Yeah.
like, there's people that won't actually have. They'll be carriers of it, but they won't know that they have those prions of mad cow disease up until they actually reach their 50s or 60s.
Yeah. So
And by that time, they're dying in a matter of weeks.
when it goes to other diseases, like when Europe went through the Black Plague, where is, like, what do you think they would have to say about it? If for some fucking weird reason
They would.
we had somebody,
Like, I would like if they knew of the shit that that we have now, they would wish that we were doing the same things that we're doing right now.
yeah. You
Like-
think they'd be supportive of us quarantining like this?
They would, and they'd be panic stricken that we wouldn't be at that point in time.
Okay, yeah. I think I just, a lot of this is interesting because we haven't ever handled anything like this before.
We have with SARS and MERS, like this COVID-19 is.
Did we quarantine like this?
There was a. Not like this, no.
So
It
that's
didn't
what I'm
spread.
saying. Like nothing like this has ever happened because
It
we've
did-
never
it-
shut
it's-
down
yeah.
entire countries.
But then again, like, they did, but it was like in Eastern, like, Southeast Asia, shit like that. Fucking,
Yeah, it wasn't a worldwide thing.
it really wasn't.
What do you think? Like, how long do you think this is gonna last? How long did the Black Plague last?
Lasted years.
Yeah. Do you know how many?
5. Yeah,
Is that what you're
about-
saying?
Yeah,
5?
about 5 years.
About 5?
It lasted.
So, do you think this is going to be one of those things that we run into upwards of, 4 or 5 years
I
of
mean, like with
this
technology,
kind of shit?
like with technology that we have today, plus like COVID, these coronaviruses being a more mutated form of animal flus.
Mhm.
People caught H1N1 that were hospitalized heavily.
Yeah.
But like we all remember that in middle school, high school, shit like that. But the main deal was we had the technology to learn how to cure it.
Yeah.
We had the knowledge on freaking pathology to actually
So,
learn how
what
to
you're saying is the fact that we have the ability to research the way that we do,
yeah.
you think it's going to be shorter?
It
Like,
should
how
be,
much
like,
should it be?
by the end of the year?
You think?
Like whether or not you believe Trump or the CDC, they said that by the
Well,
end of the year they will actually have
Not taking
a
either of those
vaccine
into
for
effect,
it.
do you think, personally, excuse me, that we could possibly have a cure, if not a vaccination, by the end of this year?
I mean,
Or at least a better understanding on things that might cure it? Because,
we will like
yeah,
you like science being like the basis of all science is
Yeah.
methodology.
Yeah.
And methodology in and of itself, that like the way that the research method works is by using test subjects for this type of for this type of problem, for this type of issue, is to actually have those kinds of groups, just so that we can actually get this whole thing done. And there's clinical trials, like
Yeah.
people are dying from it. Not as many as the public would want to believe, but it's it has racked enough deaths to be of note that
Yeah, of course.
this is definitely a lethal virus.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be stuck inside like we are if it wasn't noteworthy. And not no, when you say noteworthy, it kind of sounds like it's a cool thing. You make a note.
Yeah, it's kind of
but-
fucked up. I'm
But
sorry.
like it's something that's going to go down in history, and our kids are going to be learning about it.
Yeah.
Our
Oh,
kids
they're
kids are
definitely gonna be
probably
learning about it. They're
learning
definitely gonna be learning about it.
I think the reason
Shut
why
up! We
we're
learn about
locking-
you studying you as a fossil. Is that close?
Ooh, boomer. Here we go.
So what color was the trilobite anyway?
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Did the
What was
di-
that one you asked me earlier about Moses?
Oh yeah.
I bet Moses was pretty cool. So how was it when he parted the Red Sea?
Yeah, was that a cool sight?
So,
Jesus walking on water, was that one for
No,
the books? Was that one
what
noteworthy?
hand signs did he use?
Holy shit! No, that was really good. Like with the Black Plague lasted 5 fucking years. How many
So-
months are we in right now?
Well,
This
about
came out in December.
About
December.
3
Yeah,
months.
we're
in.
like
3
3
3
4
months of
months
quarantine,
in. We're like
but-
3-4 months in. Yeah.
We're 3 months into the disease.
Yeah,
I-
but
it's
it-
gotta have
it-
been
it-
longer
it-
than that.
it-
It's
we're-
had to.
It
have
wasn't
been
December. There's no way because I had a great New Year's without.
We were in this since
COVID interrupting my New
Yeah,
Year's.
both of us were there.
Since
I know.
November, this virus has been out. But I
Yeah.
think the
You say November?
yeah, since
Yeah,
November
so-
or Dec-
No
or
way.
December
No way.
of 2019.
There's no way.
Because
Yeah.
it came out in
I don't believe
2019.
you. I don't believe you.
We'll
Meanwhile,
have to look
I'm
at it
pouring
later.
beer into my coffee. So
Yeah, I was
don't
about to
really
say.
believe
I don't
much.
think your
Yeah, my
judge of-
judgment isn't really clear. But
information
what
is the
I'm
best.
saying is, 5 years and we're a few months in, and I'm losing my fucking mind.
Yeah, but-
I know America's losing their fucking mind.
Like,
No
uh,
joke.
That's I guess
But
that's all.
that's
I'm trying to
5
say.
years with
5
the
years.
most basic understanding of medicine. Like if you drop me
Yeah, true.
and we're like, "Hey, Benedict, you take care of it," I'd be like,
We'd be fucking
Masks.
geniuses if they dropped us back in fucking Black Plague
"Oh,
air.
dude, of course."
Yeah, we'd be smarter.
just
with
bring
the-
my phone.
Build a space station.
I'm gonna put something up in the sky.
fucking ancient
like in
aliens.
heaven?
But, yeah,
No.
This
I think I
Nazca
have- I
lines,
think I
this is
actually-
good. Let's keep doing it.
think
Bring them down. Let's cut some heads.
I
This
think I
one needs
remember
to look like
the
a
actual
dick.
reason.
All right, we're all talking. Relax.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah, if they dropped us back then, yeah, and it lasted 5 years. Now we have a bunch of knowledge, but it doesn't dissipate the fact of how long this is gonna last. And
Yeah.
like 5
Well-
years is a fucking death sentence to me about this Corona shit. Well, I'm not gonna put it in military terms.
I think it could definitely be
of-
around for
some
5
things
years.
could happen for me in the future that better
yeah.
fucking happen.
It's like SARS and MERS are like still around.
Yeah, but and Ebola and we could
How long was
shoot a
polio
bunch of
around?
fucking dumbass.
Ebola's been
fucking,
around since we were all in middle school.
we could
Pol-
shoot.
polio?
At least. Like Ebola has been like
Polio.
polio?
Yeah, that's
I
been
said
cured.
Ebola. What
I
the
know
fuck?
you said Ebola, but I was asking how long polio was around.
Polio's not even a real
Polio
thing.
like
Polio?
Yeah,
Polio's not even
It's
a
been
real thing.
cured. It's
like,
not
yeah,
a thing
that's
anymore.
Like they vaccinate kids, like they
Oh my
vaccinate
God.
kids as soon as they're born from the polio virus because it killed a lot of people.
Yeah, but how long was it around? Do you know?
It's been
Oh,
around
it was
for
long.
hundreds of
Oh
years.
yeah.
Yeah, it was long forever.
Hundreds of years, and even like so like the first cure was a use of a small vaccine that worked for a few months, and like that was after you caught it and after you suffered through it, and then they did physical therapy to get you walking again.
Yeah.
But I think the main reason for COVID, on the other hand, especially for SARS, MERS, these coronaviruses, the Black Plague, was these were originally, especially for HIV, these were originally animal viruses.
Well, HIV is not cured.
Yeah,
Like
but they
animal
have
viruses,
it
but,
causes complications.
Yeah,
from
Magic
what I
Johnson.
understand.
And
He's not dead.
I mean, there's a
Never.
Russian town that used to be a quote unquote to put it politically correct, it'd be sex worker town.
The
Yes, sex
content
and
is
those-
unfiltered. I
Okay,
said
so, yeah,
that at the beginning.
It was a whore town,
Oh,
but
Whoa!
got it.
it was
Understood.
And a lot of the children are born with a natural
were
resistance
children?
to HIV
Yeah.
because a lot of them were already born with it, and they had those T cells, those
We're
stem
getting
cells
off topic.
were like it's the same thing. Like some people will probably wind up being born
Immune to COVID?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Immune or resistant?
Immune or resistant, same as that whore town in Russia with HIV. Like a natural resistance to it because they're born with it because those stem cells had
Had to defend
adapted.
against it
Yeah,
at an early stage.
They grew up around that DNA RNA fucking shit that was infecting the other cells.
This is just hearsay, people.
Yeah,
But, like,
none of this
that's
is
the-
based on that many
But
facts.
like the deal is that
Well, I mean,
the
some of it is.
reason why I suppose that the CDC would want this contained is because they're afraid that not enough people will adapt to this because
Is it really contained though?
Can
Can we say this is
Yes.
contained?
It is.
the fuck?
You
It
think?
actually
It's
is.
in every country.
It's in
Is
every
that
country,
contained?
but it's pretty well contained for what it is. So
What's
it's
the
infected.
percentage on deaths? Google
Well,
it
obviously
now.
it's low. I can't.
Fucking,
Google
yeah,
it.
There's
super
roughly
fucking low.
300,000 to 400,000.
And why?
deaths
Because
currently.
we're containing it so fucking well. And we're
Is it
doing
because we're containing it, or
as-
is it because
it's because we're
it's not
containing it.
that?
No,
Like, it's not- it doesn't
because
have
we're
very
containing it. We're doing this
mortality.
so fucking well. We're doing it so well as a whole, as a country, as a unity. Like we're doing it so well. And now it started in China, and it came out. And China and America aren't really like we're not button heads, but we're kind of slap boxing. And
We need to get off that one real quick.
yeah, I know we're
Let's,
gonna get
let's
off.
not
it,
touch
but,
that topic too much.
Yeah, but at the same time, disease started and shit happened and it erupted and it's here now and
So-
and it's contained so fucking well.
Kind of going back
my
to the college kids. Do you remember hearing about them going out on spring break?
Yes, and they didn't give a motherfuck, which I would.
How many of
either
them
if I
do you
was in
think have
college
it?
on spring break, having fucking drugs and all that. If I had the, I'm just saying.
Other than them going out, have you heard anything about it? Have you heard like, oh, everyone at the college party is now dead?
I mean, like,
No,
something
I haven't
like
heard
that?
about it, but I know that they brought cases back.
I mean,
Yeah.
like the last Coachella wound up with 500
Oh
cases
my
of
God,
H-
we're gonna
of,
bring it
of
in.
HPV.
We're gonna
Like,
bring
Yeah, but
herpes
Coachella is
into this.
fucking
and
disgusting.
Yeah, it's like
Whoa,
like they
whoa,
just-
whoa,
they, like,
whoa,
they wound
whoa,
up like they
whoa.
wound up with
Music.
that,
I'm
but,
not
like,
saying it's a
it
bad
was
place.
just
I'm
a
just saying
one-day
it's
thing
gross.
where it
Like
was
there's
news, and
definitely
then
some
they
message
stopped
there.
There's a
caring.
lot going on. Relax, guys. So, Coachella is
Yeah, that
an
got a little
awesome
crazy.
fucking place.
I'm not saying it's a bad place. I'm just saying it's probably not the cleanest.
Yeah,
I've
that's
never
if you're
been.
putting your male genitalia into a female genitalia. Then it's
Why did
not
you put
clean.
it like that?
Because that's the truth.
None of it's clean.
No.
I'm not saying
No.
it's a bad place.
No,
I'm just saying
it's
we're
it's-
getting off.
No, no,
this is
no,
getting
no,
out
no,
of.
no,
out
no. We're
of
keeping on this because it's the same amount of cleanliness as festivals I've been to for over 10 years.
I'm not saying.
And
that,
I've
means
not
10,000.
caught herpes. I'm
far
just
as-
saying
that's not the point.
the cleanliness is the same that music festival has been cleanly since Woodstock. Probably cleaner than Woodstock. I can
I would hope
guarantee
so.
Oh,
that.
definitely.
'Cause I've been there.
100%.
I've been there and I've done
You've
that.
been to
I've
Woodstock?
been to no.
Oh,
I've
well.
been
How was
to
Jimmy's fucking solo?
Oh,
or freaking.
Was that a good time?
Santana's
Were
fucking
you
solo.
huffing glue?
the
Ah,
fucking
you were
boomer,
huffing
dude.
glue.
Here we go. Here we go. No, but I've been to the lands
He
where
took the brown
Woodstock.
acid.
Anyways.
where Woodstock took place, I've been to music festival on them lands and on them grounds.
On them lands.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
saying they're
I
unclean.
fucking hate you guys.
I'm not
But
saying
no, they're not cleanly at all. But
Or they're not fun and they're not a good time. I'm just saying
they're the greatest time. They're not good
that's what I'm
times.
saying.
They're the
I'm not-
best of times. Yes, my best memories of this world. That's why I joined the military, so I can die happy because I went to so many before. So what I'm saying is that it's not because of the cleanliness of the festival that herpes broke out in Coachella. No, it's because guys were horny as fuck in Coachella. And they just fucked. And there was a patient, what do we call him? X or Z? Something? Zero? All right, sorry.
I was like
Boomer,
patient
you know.
X.
Boomer alert.
We're talking about Wolverine now?
Boomer. Hey, great movie.
Patient X-23.
Boomer
X-23.
alert, yeah.
Winds up with metal claws.
That'd be wild.
So,
I caught the metal claw.
So Coachella has nothing to do with any of this conversation. That's why I
Yeah.
had to interrupt. But the music festival scene is awesome in general, and I hate to have Coachella be anything. For one, Coachella is so mainstream as a one that people don't really even know about, like Electric Forest, All Good, fucking Camp Disco, fucking what's it, Camp Fire or something out in Nevada in the desert.
I don't go to.
Alien Fest.
No, it's not fucking Alien Fest. It's
We're gonna get into
but we're
fucking
gonna get
Area
back to
51
this,
or something
but it's
crazy.
no. That's a whole lot of dumb shit. We'll get into that.
Yeah, shout out. You want to get a shout out?
Yeah, we already gave one, dude. You
What got deleted?
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You deleted a whole lot of dumb shit.
No.
Okay.
We'll,
Alright, we'll get into that
going.
later.
We'll go.
But anyway, it's oh fuck, dude. I can't.
So
All flames in flames.
before we let's change the topic back kind of towards
The college kids.
the college kids. Well, not necessarily the college kids, but something that we tend to associate with college kids a lot is all these people out here protesting
Oh,
being stuck inside. Have you seen those?
About a fucking. Well,
That's
yeah.
that's.
wait,
I think we talked about it
Let's
before.
clarify this. Let's
Go
clarify
ahead.
this. So, are you talking about a protest to stay inside or just
No,
a protest?
protesting against staying inside.
Oh,
Like
that's
they're
stupid.
they're saying, what?
That's stupid.
They're saying
Like
it's a violation of
Their
it's a
human
violation
rights?
of the constitutional rights. So like the Bill of Rights
Yeah.
is like
Like just fucking stay inside, dude.
No.
Stop going
No,
outside for
that's-
a couple
yeah,
months.
Like, that's stupid. That's so stupid.
But like, do you think their claims are based in any actual facts?
Are they valid?
Are they valid?
Yes, they're valid as fuck.
Like, do you think they should be out there protesting, staying
Yes.
inside?
It's America. We're free.
Okay.
I mean,
We
I agree
watched-
with that.
They're
we
allowed,
fought for our
like,
calls today. We watched a movie
like-
about it.
They're allowed.
Don't
to,
say we fought because we didn't
All
do
right,
shit.
all right. We didn't fight.
We watched
but
a movie about.
We talked about
Mel
it, and
Gibson.
I said that is the greatest cause to fight for your fucking freedom. And now we don't have
But
that chance. It's not that.
What do you
That
mean?
sounds stupid, but
Are you saying we don't have the chance to enjoy our freedoms?
no. We have.
I'm just trying to understand.
We have the utmost chance to enjoy our freedom because they fought for it in the Revolutionary War. Now, I'm just saying, like, it's different joining the military now and fighting and say you're doing something and all this and that. Yes, blah, blah, blah. You did this and you did that for how many years? Yes, it's awesome. Good job. Blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying is that's a fucking cause.
Yeah.
Like, Britain's fucking coming in. You guys just found this fucking land, and they're coming in, and they're trying to fucking take it. Not necessarily take it. It was kind of theirs anyway, but you're trying to fucking take it from them and, you know, bring...
Let it be known that COVID-19 is the grounds for the third war for independence.
I'm just saying, if... It's just, like, that is the fucking balls to the wall fucking nuts. Like,
We're kinda
let's
getting
fucking go. I know we're
away
getting
from
off
what I was
topic,
talking
but
about.
that's the fucking, like, war. That's the fucking cause. That's what makes motherfuckers
All right,
join when they're 12 years old.
Let's kind of get back to what I was talking about. So what I was saying is, these guys are out here protesting, staying inside, right?
Yes.
they have the right to, obviously,
Yes,
and
yeah.
we live in a free country, and they
Yes.
can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yes.
Are there what am I trying to say?
There's laws against them doing that. Yes.
So at what point do these laws? At what point do they infringe on our basic rights?
Technically,
never.
Technically, they already do, but
Whoa.
like they're,
Our basic rights,
yeah, like so.
such as.
So,
So I'm gonna let you guys.
So you're not. So the government is not technically allowed to actually tell you to stay in your homes. They're not technically
Yes,
allowed to
exactly.
tell you. They're not technically allowed to invade your homes without a warrant. You know, for like these fucking red flag deals, as well. The main deal is that the government is like technically not allowed to tell you that you have to stay in. However, they are allowed to advise that you do. This is like a lot of these new COVID laws technically are unconstitutional, but at the same time, it's just them looking out for your safety.
It's the fact that it hasn't spread so far
Yeah.
because of shit like this. But they're, my opinion, yes, it's infringing if they're saying like, yeah, you can't come out non-essential, you need a fucking pass, you need this and that. Yeah, it's fucking bullshit
That is
because
definitely
as
unconstitutional.
it's unconstitutional as fuck. And as Americans, especially Americans that have sworn to the Constitution and the rights that we uphold and to fight foreign and fucking domestic, that we can fight this and that it's bullshit, and we should be able to carry ourselves the way that we fucking want to in our land, in my opinion.
Let me hop back over here. So I want to touch on something that you said. I did, and I forgot what it was. So, oh, that's what it was.
You all right, brother?
You alive?
I'm fine.
What happened?
Oh man, don't worry about it, man.
Just West is dying on us right now. Hold on.
It's fine.
Don't worry, we got it
Stretch
recorded.
out. Oh man.
Okay, so
Every crime is a homicide till they tell us not.
what does that have to do with anything?
I'm just saying.
Okay, just for the people out there, that's some info.
I'm
Hey,
just
it's
saying.
a homicide until
Don't
it's proved
fucking
it's not.
believe this
You are
suicide,
innocent
accidental
until proven guilty,
bullshit.
but they will
Every
So-
single
like a
crime is
homicide.
considered a homicide until
Let me
investigators.
let me
jump
get
on
into
it to
something
say.
that's super controversial that I hear about a lot. You brought up. Yeah, we got a little bit. You brought up invading people's houses without a warrant, right?
Oh
Whoa!
Said
whoa.
something about that.
Yeah.
When and where? Where was I?
These are called,
Sitting right
these
here.
are called red flag laws.
Yeah. So
You cannot
So,
invade a person's house without a warrant.
yeah, exactly.
But
When does
they're-
this
but
happen?
they're, like-
Give me an
so,
example.
like the deal is that they're trying that a lot of these laws, these red flag laws. So pretty much, this is on a citizen basis. So anybody who's a citizen is actually able to. Oh shit. So anybody who's a citizen is actually for these laws. These laws are actually very unconstitutional, per the Second Amendment.
Wait, right to bear arms, right?
Yes.
What is it,
So
Bill, right?
So
There's
we're
nine.
tying in two different things. I was
And
gonna get into.
there's actually
to
27
that, but-
now.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Come on, man.
Were you living under a rock since the
Didn't
revolution?
Didn't you help write the
Boomer,
Constitution?
Dude, I was there when we made them, dude. There was only 9.
I was about to say, didn't you help write them?
There's 10.
That's the Bill of
Just
Rights.
kidding.
Jesus fucking Christ! What are we
All right,
doing?
my bad. All right, so,
Oh.
all right.
So,
Wait, get into this.
so you're
Red
you're
flag?
you're talking about red flag as in kind of tying into no knocks that what is the ATF's doing?
Wait, whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
for,
whoa,
exactly.
gun
hold on,
control.
hold on, hold on.
That is part of the red flag laws.
Now, hold on. Benny's half my brain. Benny, have you heard about this?
I have my own brain.
Here,
Red
here,
flag.
Yeah, you
Let's
have your
look
own
at-
brain, but you're half my brain.
So the way
have you heard
the
about this?
yeah.
All right, so what is it? Explain it to me.
So
He knows how to explain it to me.
what I tie it in with is gun control, because they're talking about
What the fuck?
passing
dude? That's not
laws
at all.
that you'll ban center fire or whatever it is.
So
which
red
is a
flag laws
majority
are
of-
gun laws.
No, red flag laws are. I don't want to say anything without and make myself sound unintelligent. But from what I understand, I'm not super knowledgeable on it. But from what I understand, they're the ability to come in without a warrant, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
No such thing in America, right?
that's what so
constitutionally,
many
no.
people that are against these no knocks for gun. It's gun confiscation, right?
I can hear you guys. It's
Well,
fine.
I can hear you too when you
Let me
whisper.
take this one and run.
That's what so many people are against for these no knocks, because it's basically the ability to come in and say, "Hey, we're here. Give us this. We don't have to have a warrant."
There were people that actually died from these things too. It was weird.
Well, there was a.
How long
there's a
has
whole
this
big
been
thing.
going on?
This has
been
a-
recent times,
yeah,
like
this is
since the
not
mass
super
shooting
old.
things. I got this New York Times freaking thing pulled up right now.
All right, send it.
You want to read it?
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Hey, Benny.
Can you read?
You want to do it?
What is it? Let's see.
It's a New
This
York Times
this is
post.
from this like.
Enlighten
this
us
is
about
the
our
New
red
York
flag
Times
post,
thing.
because right now I'm going to tell you guys this is obviously the cutest fucking podcaster right now, B. Lawson. This is bullshit. I've never heard about this in my fucking life. I've never heard about somebody coming into your house without a warrant.
Okay, so-
I've never heard this. Now, my house has been raided because they had a warrant.
Yeah,
I've
and that's-
personally lived through this because they had a warrant.
I mean,
Now, if
I
they're
don't
trying to
remember
come
one,
in-
but
They're trying to come in without one? Are you fucking serious? And
yeah.
people are
So
letting this happen?
that's what this says.
Sorry,
This
guys.
says,
I'm just getting a little fucking...
what are red flag laws? They're state laws that authorize courts to issue a special type of protection order, allowing the police to temporarily confiscate firearms from people who are deemed by the judge to be danger to themselves or to others. That's not really what I was thinking. I think I may have.
So
brought up
that's
some things.
awesome. That's
how,
awesome.
That's how
That's-
they.
that's also
how
part of
they're
it.
supposed to be working, but like the deal is that
They're using him like what?
people's neighbors
They're
are
using
calling
it in
like they're
other-
calling
in
in
other
on
ways.
each
I'm
other
gonna
for this
skim
type
this.
of shit, and then like police are just busting in at the middle of the night, and they're freaking raiding people's homes for these
17
things,
states
even
now
though
approved.
even though there are even though if those guns are registered,
Mhm.
they will take them anyway because of just
And
because
that's
of
for
the
anyone
rules.
that's deemed.
This is awesome. You guys lied to me.
Well, that's anybody that's deemed
Now, I was
unsafe.
thinking
But
like...
that can be anybody. Like if
people
if
can
one day I
accuse
came out and yelled at my
shit.
neighbor for letting his or her dog shit on my lawn,
No. You
they
guys
could
are
call the
tripping.
police and be like,
You guys are
"Hey,
tripping.
this person threatened me. They seem unsafe,"
No,
and
listen,
that could
That's
happen.
shit that actually does happen.
Yeah.
Nah,
It's
listen,
fucking
no,
crazy.
no.
You cannot
does.
believe
Give me
it,
a
but it's
case.
happened.
Give me a fucking
Here.
case. No, hold on.
He
one
said,
second.
"Give me a
My
I gotta
phone.
read
case."
this. I gotta read
That's
this.
my
I gotta read
phone.
this.
Here,
Hold on.
here,
Hold on.
here.
Let me read this real quick.
You get your phone.
All right, so 17 states have now legalized, or not legalized, but have used these red state laws, including
Red
Connecticut.
flag.
Red flag. Red state. Oh,
Red
great
flag.
movie. Great movie. Sorry, that's why I said red state. John Goodman, directed by Kevin Smith. Anyway, so they've now utilized these, and they're after like mass shootings in schools. So that I'm all cool with that. You guys made it sound like they're just like, oh my god, this guy. Fits
That's what
the-
they're doing. That's what I'm trying.
This guy fits
That's
the
what,
profile of a serial killer. We're gonna raid his shit.
yeah,
What? That's awesome.
Red
I'm
flag.
a
but they're
true
doing
crime
that to
kinda
normal,
guy.
like average Joes.
No, if you red flag, by all means, take that shit down.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
it does
They're doing it to
if they
people like
raid
me, who just
No,
Yeah.
no, they're not.
you can say no, but they are.
No way.
What are you fucking surprised?
You have an AK-47?
I'm not gonna say what I have.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, you're right. You're right. You probably shouldn't. But
You know, there's things that if I were to live in the city limits, and I came out, because you know how I am. I tend to be a little hot-headed,
I know you.
and I'll yell at somebody every
A
once in a
little
while.
hot-headed. This guy. super.
But
hot-headed.
yeah,
Super hot-headed.
if
Text me all the time. It's my bodyguard.
if somebody seemed or deemed me as unsafe, they could pull some shit like this.
No, the way that article made it sound like. Now, I
Yeah,
just
but it's
read
the
one
way
New
the
York
article
Times.
sounds.
Yeah,
You read
so
one article.
I read. Oh my God, kill me.
You read one.
I read one New York Times article.
We get it.
And
You've
it's
been
more-
around long enough to read every book, but you read one article.
The way that made it sound like it was more gun related, more mass shootings and
Yeah.
stuff like that they're gonna jump in your shit for. Now, I'm not saying,
And I'm not saying
it's
that's
cool
a
to that
bad
because
thing.
I have a friend of mine that does competition shootings,
Mhm.
and he's really good at them. So he has these in his possession and shit. Now let's think real quick, and Betty's gonna kill me later, but like true crime wise, in that area, somebody has this, we're gonna look at them. Like that's it, and that's
But what's-
that's shitty. I'm not gonna lie. That's
That
shitty.
was weird sounding.
That's real shitty.
What's-
That's super shitty that somebody's just like, something's gonna happen in the area. This guy's gonna be in the area, and he has this in his possession that we know of. We're just gonna go through his shit. That's pretty fucked up. Because 9 out of 10, well, it's good that they find it, but they're probably gonna find like crazy, shitty stuff like child porn or
Whoa.
like something else that they're gonna arrest them for. They're not gonna get them for like, like, oh, he's got an automatic weapon, which really, that's not illegal right
Yeah, it
now.
is.
Is it illegal?
Yeah.
Okay,
Automatic,
Sorry,
sorry.
I'm a boomer.
They're illegal.
They've been illegal.
All right, my bad.
Like, they're like, they are, but like in like most states, they're illegal. But like you can actually have them registered, but
Okay.
it takes a longer registry
Here we go.
period to
Yeah,
have
something
automatic
like that.
What are
weapons.
red flag laws? We're gonna jump into it right now. It's gonna say they are state laws. Holy
I already
shit!
read this.
State laws that authorize. You read this, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I read.
All right. Okay, here we go.
While you're reading that, I want to go into. I don't know what I want to go into. We'll think of it in a minute. While you're reading that, something else that I don't know if other countries are. We're Americans, so obviously
What
we
the
see what Americans see. But something else that I think is crazy: people getting so obsessed with the Tiger King.
Yeah,
First of all,
like,
fuck that
is some-
bitch Carol Baskins.
She killed her husband. She
She-
definitely fucking did.
She had something to do with it.
I feel like you want this to go a different way, and I got you.
What are you talking about? Talking about Tiger
The
King?
podcast. I feel like you want
I
this
don't care. It's
podcast to
just
go a
it's
different
a
way.
talk.
We're
And
talking,
I'm about
man.
it.
This
And I'm
was-
about it. Now,
This is what I wanted from it.
I'm sorry. Once again, I'm diving into true crime. And Benny,
He
I
said
know,
right when we started, I'm not gonna
I
bring up
know.
true crime.
I know, but Benny, I talked to you about the.
This isn't a true crime podcast. We're not middle-aged
I know,
white women.
I know. We're not middle-aged white women. By the way, women.
By the way, just so you guys know,
you guys do a great job.
just so you're
None of us are
tracking.
named Carol
No, or Karen.
or Baskin.
Fuck that
was
bitch Carol
honestly,
Baskins.
Like the best shit I've ever heard in my life, right there. The way we did that. Nah, Benny, because I know you're gonna be. This is the topic for you,
She killed. her
and I
husband.
know Benny more than anybody else in
And
this
family
fucking world,
tigers.
unfortunately. But like, the Golden State Killer, right?
Yeah.
And how he was caught.
Yeah.
How was he caught?
Wasn't it DNA?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
how
something
was
like
it
that.
called? DNA.
It was wasn't it? I don't really know. You told me
So,
about it.
it was like this
It was like
crazy-
his son's DNA that they.
It wasn't his son's. It was like some crazy down the road relative son that
happened to be
or
related.
Somebody that happened to be related to him gave their DNA up to some fucking bank, and they traced it to them, and then it came back, and there was 2 family members that had to be the Golden State Killer, and
Yeah,
they
they only
ended up
got 2
finding him
options.
out. Bam, they got this guy. That was a serial killer for like 30 fucking years, and they were looking for him out on the West Coast, and bam, I'm pretty sure the bank was down in Florida too. This is insane. They caught this guy. Now, these red flag laws that come back to it now are saying it's been approved by some states that a relative can, hold on. Let me just read it word for word. I'm just going to read it word for word. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, here it goes. It was the first to permit family members to petition the courts directly for orders to confiscate weapons from relatives. Kind of goes hand in hand with the DNA shit. You know what I'm saying, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's laws now and there's courts that aren't trying to let that DNA. But it still ties into
what's to keep your relatives from just being assholes and be like, oh, well, this person's got a dangerous gun. Let's get them. There's no evidence that I'm... Yeah. I'm not going to say any of my family would do that because I don't think they would, but what's to keep somebody in my family from being like, well, he's dangerous just to get my guns taken away?
Now, at the same time,
obviously, but
you're kind of...
Like, that pretty much gives people that kind of power to do so.
Yeah, but listen to this.
To do something shitty.
So, that crime, that DNA where they call it the Golden State Killer and all this and that, they're trying to dismiss it in court because the killer, the victim, the killer, or not the victim, the killer, the guilty person, I don't know, whatever, they didn't willingly give their DNA up. So the way that they caught them through tree lines of fucking family members and ancestors and the whole deal, it's trying to be dismissible in court because they didn't willingly give them DNA up. Now, what if one of those family members was gonna be a mass shooter in a high school or a middle school or an elementary school or whatever that you're ratting them out for? Or what if you give your DNA up and then one of them was a killer, but it's dismissed in court because they didn't willingly give their DNA up? It's kind of the same.
I lost you for a second.
Oh my god.
So you're saying what's to keep?
No, it's the same. It's the same.
Okay. What's how can you tell, or how do you think we can be proactive in preventing stuff like that, like mass shootings?
What, mass shootings?
Yeah,
stuff like that. Now,
mass shootings, killings, serial killers. Stuff like that.
Honestly, and you all heard me, I was not cool when they all enlightened me about these red flag laws. Now, I think they're great right now. Because it's about bearing arms and bearing illegal arms and having legal intent on them. So I'm cool as fuck with that. And that's one step towards preventing this. And how to prevent it? I don't know, maybe a free space zone in elementary school or middle school.
Are you tying this back to safe spaces?
I
said I'm not against it. I don't really care.
How to handle the
I'm just saying,
you teach them how to take care of it, and you keep their voice active in their household.
A space zone or a free space zone or something in elementary school, yeah, I'd probably just treat it like recess and run around and shit. But you know what? It probably would have did me good.
Just fucking run around with guns on me.
Well, no, not guns.
He's not talking about guns. He's talking about
guns,
just in general.
I'm just yeah, it's
keep
in general.
you from being a criminal.
It would be a way to prevent this, and honestly, that's how I think. So it ties into this whole fucking shit.
Yeah. There's no way we could find out if they work.
Now, I want to know what you think about this, Benny, the fucking DNA thing. Like, all right, so you joined the military, you gave your DNA, but your great-grandpa got found out to be a serial killer.
He's a serial killer. Fuck him.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah,
he's like,
I think they should be able to go back and be like, hey, I mean, I guess it really wouldn't matter. If they have your DNA and they find out a relative of yours is a serial killer, I don't know, or serial killer.
Yeah. You said it all fucked up. It's cool.
We've been. I don't know anybody that'd be like, they didn't take my DNA properly. Like, everybody I know would be like, nah, fuck them.
Yeah,
they're a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anybody.
So why is it
that
dismissible? Well, it's not dismissible, but they're trying to make it that way, and they're trying to not like the. Yeah, you're right. Actually, you're really right.
That's that. I mean, they're gonna find any way to get him off.
I'm
That's just their job.
I'm a crime guy and I'm a forensic student.
I'm a crime guy.
Yeah, this is what I want to get into, and this is the way I want to live my life and be happy with it and work this job till the day I fucking die. And I'll be so happy before I die knowing that people that donate sperm and donate blood, we can use that DNA
to track
down killers.
Murderers, killers, rapists. Yeah, I think that's
awesome is that?
It shouldn't be
in my
dismissible.
opinion,
I think it's it's an avenue. It's a way to end whatever the fuck they're doing.
And that's like these red flags laws that are saying a relative reports you for having crazy guns.
It still ties back into, I'm not going to say what we have, but I know people that have some weird shit.
Super controversial, yeah.
Like, at what point is it too much for their relative or their friend or their neighbor to be like, oh, they've got this, let's report them.
How many of those cases are going to go unsolved, or not unsolved, but like they're not going to, how many cases are they going to raid a relative that they reported that are going to go like, no, they're not going to figure shit out, you know what I'm saying?
Should it be...
like 80% of them probably.
I don't know
probably.
Exactly... what happens if you have all the proper paperwork and all that shit.
But that 2% that they figure out and they figure it out, that's going to save so many lives.
Yeah, it kind of ties into, would you rather arrest 100 innocent men to catch one killer, or
holy shit, now you're dropping bombs.
You know what I'm talking about?
You're so fucking right. You're so
like, is it
fucking
worth
right.
it to imprison thousands of innocent people for something they may or may not
and you
have
just got on me today
commit?
About these innocents getting convicted.
Yeah, that was actually originally going to be the topic, but we kind of got it off of the tangent.
Yeah, holy shit, not good.
We got off some weird shit.
You're right. You're right, dude.
I mean, it's a
topic,
crazy
man.
world out there. Between COVID and even these red flag laws aren't new. Between those and protests that are going on over whatever, protests in China, protests in
Hong
America
Kong, specifically.
Yeah. Either way, protest all over the world, COVID, whatever people are facing personally, safe spaces, whatever it may be. The world's fucking crazy. It really is. And I think I've heard it a couple different times from a couple different people. We're on a fucking rock flying through infinity.
Oh, here you go.
Around a ball of fire.
Going about 18,000 miles a second.
There's just the idea of that is wild. Everything about us is crazy. That's gross.
Did you ever fucking see that video?
What are you talking
It's
about?
like explaining what happened. What happened?
No, we can't dive into another one.
Stopped.
We're gonna probably wrap it up here in a second. But just the fact that we face so many crazy things, I think that's the real kicker.
Just think about it. If you gave blood, would you want to know somebody in your fucking family was the serial killer?
Yeah,
that's just a question I want you to know or ask yourself, to ponder and think about, because it should be a question. Now, your answer is completely personal.
Yeah. I think it's all about what people view. And I think people should hop off each other's fucking dicks every once in a while.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll start wrapping it up on that. Thank you guys for being on the show. Thank you guys for being a part of this. B-Law, good old Brandon.
Yeah.
And Just West, I appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah, man.
We're going to wrap it up on the Average Joe's Coffee Show. Thank you guys for listening.